Hello, hello, and welcome to today's Unleashing the Power Women's Voices event by Women Thrive. I am so thrilled to have all of you here today, and I'm looking forward to the incredible speakers lineup that we have for you today. If you're joining this live right now, please leave a comment below. Let us know where in the world you are joining us from today. We have an incredible lineup of international speakers, our speakers coming from all around the world. This morning we held this event already. We had women from Australia, we had ladies from the United States, waking up super early for a morning event. We have women from all around Europe, Singapore. So I really want to know where you're joining us from today. Make sure you put it in the chat. Just making sure that we're all good to go. And before we begin, I'm sure that many of you have seen the Women Thrive Summit events. And if you haven't yet, you're in for a treat because we have our annual Women Empowerment event coming up in March. And today, you get to meet our beautiful speakers that are going to join us today to share a little bit about themselves, share their inspirational stories, share some of their tips and insights. So I think you're in for an absolute treat. I would love to hear from you. What are you most looking forward to? If you're looking forward to networking opportunities, perhaps you're looking forward to meeting some of our speakers or up leveling yourself. Oof. Well, if I haven't met yet, my name is Ramona Jan, and I will be your host for today. I am the founder at the Women Thrive Media, and we do many incredible things. But above all, we create a platform for women to have a voice. All of our events is about women empowerment, whether it's on a personal level to help you grow and succeed, or personal development, or in your career or business. So, since 2020, we've been hosting the Women Thrive Summit, which has become one of the largest global women empowerment events online. And over the years, we've hosted thousands and thousands of attendees, hundreds of speakers. We've created many entrepreneurial dreams, supported women in self empowerment, growth, development, connected hundreds of women together, built beautiful partnerships. And this year, our event is going to be one of the biggest yet. We're also at Women Thrive Media. We publish a beautiful, beautiful book. So if you haven't grabbed yourself a copy of the Women Thrive Inspiring True Stories of Women Overcoming Adversity book yet, we have 2 volumes. And if you haven't got your copy yet, make sure you do that, as well as some of the ladies that you may be meeting today and during our summit are featured in our physical magazine. So in the Women Thrive magazine, yes, you see Jane there. Jane is going to be today presenting as well. So you get to meet her. Hopefully she's got some confetti to throw up in the air because I love this cover. So our magazine has gone to print a year ago, and I'm super proud of this publication, all the amazing voices and experts we get to feature in our magazine. So if you haven't yet had your copy digitally or in print, you can grab that at womenthrivemagazine.com. And we're always open to contributions from others. So if you are looking to share your own story, if you're looking to share your expertise, you'd like to reach more people, and you feel inspired, I would love for you to get in touch with us and see how you can be part of what we're doing, part of our community, and part of our stage. Now, today we have some beautiful, beautiful ladies lined up, and I'm so looking forward to hearing their introduction. So I hope you stick around. And more than that, I hope you get to share this with some of your followers, because we are here to make a ripple effect. And I believe that when we share our stories, when we lock our hands together to collaborate, to build partnerships, when we here to witness each other's greatness, we can find our own greatness within. And this morning, we talked about empowerment, we talked about confidence, we talked about boundaries, relationships, so many beautiful, beautiful topics. And I think this evening we're going to be doing even more incredible topics and conversations. So lovely to see you all in the chat. Make sure you introduce yourself. Let us know where you're joining us from. We have our speakers lining up. But before we begin, I would love for you to hear from some of our past speakers. Now, this year, we had more than 1,000 applicants who have wanted to take a stage at Women Thrive stage in March, and we have selected the 50 of our applicants to speak at our event. And today, I would love for my team to bring forward one of our testimonials from the past speakers who shared their experience and transformation. And the reason why I want to do that, because it just goes to show how many ripples that we can create through the work that we're doing. Sometimes we don't even recognize our own greatness or the impact that we're capable of making. And when I looked back, we interviewed some of our past speakers and attendees this year. And when I heard their testimonies of their experience, it really reminded me of why we do what we do. And the reason why we do what we do is because we want to make an impact in this world. We want to support more female entrepreneurs, business owners, to really grow in personal development, grow in business, grow in confidence, grow in leadership. Because I believe when you step into your leadership and you step into your greatness, incredible things happen. We allow other people to step into their greatness. We lead communities. We create financial abundance, and we can reinvest back to our communities. So through that, there's some incredible things that happens. So I'm just going to check if my team have lined up for us a beautiful testimonial from one of our past speakers. Would love that to be played if that's possible. And while we
My name is Hannah Cremona. I'm originally from Malta. I currently live in between Malta and Nepal. And I am coaching and mentoring business owners, solo entrepreneurs, as well as training and mentoring leadership teams in corporate. My mission is to really empower people to translate their skills and their knowledge into profitable and impactful business. When I heard Raimonda's call out for Women Thrive Summit, I was very pulled by the mission. I was looking for platforms and digital stages where I could share my voice, where I could share my story, where I could be seen by new people. The other part of it was to be part of a community, to meet other like-minded professionals. It was truly living up to its word on delivering impact. We were journeying towards this event together. We had speaker showcase events, the fact that we had the weekly meetups along the way, right, to really support. It was really truly remarkable to be held through this process. It was this constant support that we had. So apart from the whole community of speakers, we also had micro groups with the other speakers, and I found a lot of support on a professional level. So the summit really brought us very like-minded, but different expertise in different fields and industries. And so it just opened up a lot more opportunities. Even in the run-up of the summit and following the summit, I got a few more speaking engagements. My authority and credibility has been raised because I am affiliated and associated and recognized by the Women Thrive Summit. And what I loved about the masterminding aspect is that we would have a lot of very deep conversations on many things. Whether I was going through an issue and I'd bring it up and end up with having so much insight from the group, or we're just talking about leadership, we're talking about challenges in businesses. And so it was a very insightful journey. For me, it was a stimulating experience to have these in-depth conversations. And so whether you're on the fence because you're not sure this is for you, or whether you're on the fence because you're not sure what the outcome is going to be, believe me when I say the experience outweighs any of these doubts. There is a lot to gain out of it, apart from the fact that you get to share your voice. People get to hear your message. If this is why you started, then this is really the platform to do that. The journey that you go through with Raimonda and with the team you will get ready for that day. You will be able to share your story in a more impactful way. You will be at a space where you're confident to share the journey, which part of it, and how to share it for the summit.
Thank you, team. And this is the kind of communities that we foster and support not only speakers, but also our attendees. And just this week, I was saying to our speakers, we have a lot of fun. I love fun. I love having fun because I don't think that we create our own businesses to just create ourselves a job. So I hope that you get to have fun, not only on this showcase, because this showcase is merely a snippet of what we are going to be doing during the week of the summit between the 18th to the 22nd of March. We're going to be networking, we're going to be building relationships, talking about leadership, talking about opportunities, and really making those lifelong connections. And I love to see women supporting women. So if there is anyone on this stage that you feel inspired as a result of them sharing their stories, I want you to reach out to them. I want you to connect and network, because this is where relationships are being built. And with that, unlocking beautiful opportunities in your own life and business. All right, let's kick things off. If you're ready, I want to see in the chat that you are ready. Leave a comment below, put some thumbs up, share this live right now to your social media followers, because we got to reach more people and impact more lives together. So, good morning from California. It's evening here. What a time difference. We work across all time zones. Right, the first speaker up is Adrienne Dyer, who is a nonfiction book coach, a ghostwriter with a proven method for helping entrepreneurs write business books that set them on a fast track to reaching their goals. Adrienne, oh my goodness, welcome to the stage.
Good morning. It's morning here for me because I'm on the west coast of Canada. So yeah, we are really tuning in from all over the world.
Amazing. All right. Well, over to you, Adrienne.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be talking a little bit today just about my background as a writer. I have been freelancing for magazines for about 18 years. And then, about 8 years ago, I started diving more into the world of copywriting and content strategy, and just using my ability to tell stories in ways that could help businesses grow. Because I really learned that early on in my journaling career as a journalist, that when I would tell people stories in the written word, in the form of like a magazine article, people's businesses would grow, new opportunities would come in. And, this was just such an incredible thing to me. When I first learned this, it just kind of blew my mind, and it ignited this passion for telling stories and just doing everything I could to help translate and be that kind of conduit between a business owner, a CEO, or anyone who's doing something that, they wanted to have impact in the world, and they wanted to capture that legacy that they were creating in their lives. And so capturing that in the written word so that it can be shared, and also so that that legacy is captured for all time. And, so 8 years ago, I started kind of diving into the marketing side of writing, and really just going full steam ahead with that, learning everything I could about copywriting and writing for websites and email marketing and writing sales pages and all of that. And then I discovered ghostwriting. Now, ghostwriting nonfiction books for business owners kind of feels to me like the culmination of everything I've learned over the past almost 20 years. It's really just this beautiful way to capture all of that in one place, to be able to tell your story, put it into a book, publish it on Amazon and a place like that where it's available to anybody, anywhere in the world, 24/7. It's an absolute joy to me, and it's wonderful to see that happen. And after writing, I could sort of write maybe 4 to 6 books a year for people. So I delved into book coaching so that I could continue to expand that reach and help more people become an author. And actually, I was just looking this morning on Instagram. Last year, I think it was in the last sort of quarter of the year, I helped about 25 entrepreneurs write books. And so we went through the coaching process all the way through, starting kind of September through December. It was just 25 people. We just, moved them through that whole process. And now their books are all coming out on Amazon. They're all being published. So this whole spring, I'm going to get to watch all of those books just one by one get launched into the world. And so this particular author, she was my first client that I coached just this last fall. And she opened up her book. She got her book from Amazon, and she had her package, and there she was, cutting it open and taking her book out, and just seeing her face light up when she pulled her book out. I can't even describe what that was like. I just for me as her coach, watching her open up her book and hold it in her hands for the first time was incredible, but I can only imagine what that felt like for her. So that just really solidified, that I love what I'm doing, and the more people that I can help pull a book together like that, the better. And so this spring in March, I'm going to be delivering a workshop. So over the years, and I've written about 7 books now. I think I'm working on book 8 for my ghostwriting clients, and also working on my own book on how to write a book, which will be published sometime this spring as well. But I've kind of pulled everything together into a workshop style format for you. So I'll be leading you through the process of planning and developing your ideas, whittling down, from the million ideas you might have about all the things that you could write about, choosing just that one idea, figuring out how to develop that into a full outline step by step, and then going through the process of writing, polishing, and then what the next steps would be after that for publication. So my Plan Well, Write Fast workshop is going to be, it will have a companion workbook. And actually, I'll put a link to that workbook in the chat after this, so that you can download it anytime and get started if you want to, even before the talk. So if you join my talk, you'll already have some of that work through, and you can really just kind of go through that process of honing and planning your book live with me during the workshop. So I'm super, super excited about that. And then, my hope is for as many people as possible that they can have that experience. I would love to see it, that experience of getting the copy of your book in the mail, opening up the package, pulling your book out, and holding it in your hands for the first time. It really is an incredible achievement. But I firmly believe that it's attainable for everyone. And so, I've worked so hard to develop a process that anyone can follow, and giving all kinds of tools for, just meeting you where you're at, any level of writing experience, any background, any type of book, whether that's like a memoir, more of a memoir style, or a how-to book. We talk about all of those different types of things, and just how to make that accessible for anyone. So I would love to see you there. I believe my talk is scheduled for March 22nd. And again, also, I hope you'll tune in and watch. There are 51 incredible women who are just going to be talking about all of their areas of expertise in all areas of personal, professional, financial development and growth. And so we're all really excited to have you tune in and to be able to share those workshops with you live in just a few short weeks. Thanks so much, Raimonda.
Oh, thank you, Adrienne. I know how life-changing and powerful personal books are, and I'm actually in a process of writing my own. So,
Yes, I know. It's so exciting.
Sometimes you reach a certain level of your own career and you think, I want to impact more people. I want to reach more people, not only just with your story, but with what you've learned. And I think a book is one of the most beautiful ways of doing that. So thank you for everything you're doing in this, in this sector, because I think so many more people need to write their stories and share their knowledge as well.
Yes, they do. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to do that. And I think just that feeling of relief of being able to capture, because we're only here on the planet for a short time, but writing a book is one way to kind of leave that legacy behind and make that mark and share that impact and have it live on forever, which is an amazing thing too.
That's one thing I always think is like, it's going to live on forever, right? Your words, of wisdom, and there's a lot of pressure, but at the same time, you want to write something timeless. And that's why you need to be working with people like Adrienne to create something magical, worthwhile, and something you're going to be proud of. And, it's going to live on forever. So thanks, Adrienne. It's good to see you.
You
Appreciate
too.
it. That was Adrienne Dyer. And if you feel called to perhaps author your own book, please do get in touch with her. Please, Adrienne, drop some of the information in the chat so people can connect with you. Let me know where you're watching from. I want to see you. I want to see you in the chat. I want to see you engaging. I know we're streaming this right now to Facebook and Facebook, Instagram, not Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and multiple other channels. And sometimes I know the chat doesn't show us all the comments and doesn't show us all of you watching at the same time from different platforms. So the only way for us to know that you are here is if we see you in the comments, and we'd love to spotlight your comments. And if you feel called to share some love for our speakers as well. Next up, I have a wonderful lady that I'm so proud to have on our stage. She's absolutely inspirational. I see her gorgeous smile in the green room right now. Dr. Maria Christina Sheenan. So Dr. Maria, she is the founder of Sheenan Health and Wellness. She's an expert on aging as we know it. Today, at the age of 77, she is a natural body fitness competitor, winning multiple gold and silver medals in bikini, swimsuit, and sports models categories and international competitions since 2017. Maria, it's so good to see you today on our stage.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. And
I love that you bring your youth here.
well, I am excited to share a little bit of my journey. I didn't always live in this body that I live in today. I was aging very stereotypically. And at the age of 69, I was not looking forward to 70. I was getting slower, heavier, more confused about what the years ahead might bring. And so it's been a fabulous journey over the last almost 9 years now. And I wish I had known 10 years ago, 20 years ago, what I know today. We can age the way that we truly want to. We can turn things around. We don't have to age in a stereotypical way. And so I'm very passionate about sharing with the ladies that I work with how it is we can reframe the way that we think about aging. And it actually starts with that. I am so excited to be able to share my talk that's coming up, and I'm hoping that you can hear me. Uh, I will go forward and just hope that you can hear me. Okay, but on the 20th of March, I am sharing the 3 lifestyle changes that can allow us to conquer aging. Now, those years are going to progress. They're going to progress chronologically, but they don't have to actually progress biologically. So the research today tells us so much more about that aging process. And I am about reframing how we look at the years ahead. So I'm really excited about being able to look at the 80s. I'll be there in just 3 years. And those can be exciting years. Those can be wonderful years. And we don't need to look at aging in a stereotypical way of we're going to get fragile and dependent. Those are all the things that we don't want. And that's really attached to those older years. So in your 40s, you kind of look askance at the being 50. Oh no, what will that be? And then afraid of okay, will the next years be and the next years be? And they can all be great if we just have some tools in our toolkit. Number one thing that's an inhibitor to how we want to age energetically. And in my let me go back to say that as I was 69, I had been 45 years in a sedentary, very high profile position. 45 years, not really aging appropriately in terms of being energetic, living in the body that you want. The inhibitor The inhibitor to me and to most people as they age is the mindset, believing that we're too old to do something. And to be too old at 50, oh my goodness, if you're 50, you're going to live decades longer. What are those years going to look like? They can be fabulous. They can be exciting years. And they can be the years, and I didn't believe this, but it's true, the years that you live in the body that you want. Okay, so I didn't know that. I had never seen a muscle. I didn't know how I could live in the body that I really wanted. I live in it today. And I didn't start until 69, so don't wait that long. But the inhibitor is thinking that you can't do it. It's a mindset. The second inhibitor is the lack of consistency. So once we have the toolkit, and I'm going to be sharing those on March 20th with the wonderful audience. And the issue of consistency is not taking the next tiny step. Okay, so we build in our minds that it's going to be too hard to make this this transition and aging backwards, which we really can do. It's possible. But we don't take the consistent steps, and they're just really small steps that we need to make it happen for us. We don't see a result immediately as we would wish. And so we think that nothing is happening. But if we keep those same small steps going, we will see the result. And then the next inhibitor is that of accountability. And accountability is so critical because we can cheat on ourselves. Okay? We can not show up. But if we have an accountability group, a support group, someone that's going to know if we are missing a workout or not eating clean, somebody's going to help us stay in a place where we need to be. So those are three things that can inhibit us and from living the best life in advancing years possible. They are mindset, consistency, and accountability. But I'm going to be giving the toolkit and lots of information in terms of the research on how we want to age to the best, most energetic level possible, living in the bodies that we want, not the bodies that we're ashamed of, not the bodies that are carrying extra weight and weighing us down and making us slow. We don't have to do that. So I'll be sharing that with the 3 lifestyle changes that we need to make to conquer aging. And that's going to be on March 20th, early morning. It's either 8 or 9 a.m. So, Ramona, are you there?
I am here.
I wasn't sure. I just saw myself and I was thinking, oh my goodness, am I talking to myself?
No, you're not. You're streaming to the world, and we're all here in awe of your incredible energy and just beautiful aging. You're a true example of how to age gracefully. And I say you bring the youth back to our platform.
My pleasure indeed. I'm very excited about the summit coming up with the amazing group of women that you have. I want to connect with all of them. They're all fabulous.
Oh, Dr. Maria, it's an honor to have you. Thank you for everything that you're doing and sharing your nuggets of wisdom with us, not only today, but with the world. And I think you're phenomenal. So thank you so much. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. And we look forward to seeing you at the summit in March.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Thank you. Well, that was Dr. Maria. And do make sure you connect with our speakers across their social media channels and show them some love in the chat. We want to see you. We want to see where you're joining us from. All right. Next up, we are talking about social media strategies and perhaps a little bit more than social media strategy because Leslie Stevens is the CEO and of the Cultivated Vision branding and marketing strategist, podcast host, not an influencer, an impact maker and creator of a client connection method. Leslie Stevens, welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Ray. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to get to chat with everybody today.
Yeah, where are you joining us from today?
Good old Oklahoma, right in the middle of the United
Oklahoma.
States.
Yes, of course. Well, take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Ray, for that introduction. I always love it when Ray introduces me as the influencer person because Ray is the most incredible influencer. And she made such a huge impact with her social media and all of her platforms and all of these wonderful and amazing things. And honestly, I have so much respect for her and all of the influencers who work so hard to grow their audiences and make an impact. Now, I tried my absolute best to show up and make content and try to be an influencer in that kind of traditional sense of posting on social media all of the time. But it was so against my nature. And I knew I wanted to make an impact. I knew I wanted to make a difference. And everybody, every business coach, mentor, person I came across on the street told me all I needed to do was post on social media to find people to work with. So I put so much time, energy, and effort into it. And I ended up feeling like I was that full-time content creator instead of a business owner. So raise your hand, drop a 1 in the comments if you have ever felt that way while building your business, because it's okay if you love creating content, and it's also okay if it's just not your thing. And honestly, I felt like a failure for such a long time because I felt like I couldn't keep up with all of this content and run a business at the same time and wear all of those hats all at once. So when I missed a post, I felt like my business failed, even if I was completely booked out with clients. And I ended up finding myself in a position of being completely burnt out. And I left my first business behind because of that. So I knew there had to be a better way. And I started my second business and it came really natural to me. And I was completely booked out for the first 3 months. And I had that itch come back in, all of those little voices say, you need to post on social media. And I had to stop myself and be like, you don't have to. You do not have to follow one way because I was being fully booked without any online presence at all. And honestly, I wouldn't be a speaker here today if I had kept going down that path. Letting myself just relieve that pressure of having to post on social media all the time opened up so many new incredible opportunities for me that I would have never even known were there to market my business, to get my message out there. And that's why I do what I do today. And that's why I have faced every fear to get in front of people and speak and share my message so that they know there are so many other ways that they can create success in their businesses and that they can market themselves without feeling like their whole life needs to turn into content or that they have to post something every single day or else they're a failure, because that is just simply not true. It took me a really long time to genuinely trust myself enough to take that path to create my own success, to know wholeheartedly that I knew how to connect with people in a way that brought me business. And in my talk for the Women's Thrive Summit, I am going to teach you everything about how to make more sales without the pressure to post on social media. And I'm going to take you through my whole 3-step client connection method to help you do the same. So I cannot wait to see you there. And as a gift, I would love if you would DM me the word connect, and I will send you my comprehensive list of 60 plus ways for you to think of other ways to market your business without depending on social media.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Leslie. I think what you're sharing is actually gold for business owners because I think all of us thinking, how do we tackle this algorithm? How do we show up all the time? And I think as business owners, we really want to make that difference, but we don't necessarily need to or want to rely completely on social media. So all those marketing strategies that you're sharing, which I know you told us that worked for you. And, as a mom now to a young baby, I know it's not easy. I have one here too, six months old baby, and juggling everything. Honestly, by the end of the day, sometimes you think I've never even had a minute to sit down and write a post. So these strategies are really gold, Leslie.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy that I'm able to share them.
I'm looking forward to your talk. And like Leslie said, make sure you DM her so she can send you the free gift that she just mentioned. That's more than 60 incredible ideas to help elevate your business through marketing techniques. Thanks so much, Leslie. We look forward to seeing you at the summit, and drop your contact details in the chat. Thank you. Well, we are off to another speaker. Yes, a lot of the ladies are joining us today from USA and Canada because now it's evening here in the UK and our US ladies are waking up and starting their days. So I am excited to be heading out to California. So my next speaker is Tawny Diller. Tawny Diller is the founder and CEO of TD Tax Group. She firmly believes that every woman should have the opportunity to succeed in business and life. And as a speaker and coach, she shares her wisdom and experiences, inspiring others to reach their full potential and achieve financial freedom. Tani, good to see you.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and share today. And oh my gosh, I'm loving the talks already so far this morning. I can't wait for March to come around.
Yes, me too. Well, take it away.
All right. Well, my name is Tawny Diller. I have been married for 36 years. I always like to start with family. I'm a mom, a grandma, I'm a daughter. I have 3 boys, a beautiful bonus daughter who married my oldest son, and I have 3 beautiful grandchildren. My parents live very close and absolutely love the ability to be in their lives during this season and have them in my life as well. In the business realm, I'm an accountant. I'm an enrolled agent. I am licensed by the IRS to prepare taxes and to represent taxpayers. I'm a certified tax coach. I help individuals strategize and implement ways to legally and ethically reduce their tax liability. I'm also a credentialed pastor and a musician. I serve as the worship pastor at my church, and I lead an amazing team of musicians and creatives there. I'm a business owner. I own and operate 3 thriving businesses in the tax, bookkeeping, and business advisory industry. And I have 4 amazing employees across 3 different states. They make up my team and allow me to do all the extra fun stuff. My title for our summit talk is Building Wealth Like a Boss, Navigating the Financial Frontier with Fearlessness. We're going to do a roadmap to a solid financial plan for your business that aligns with your business goals. A lot of times those plans that get put before you are very generic. So we're going to talk about how to make those in a way that will align with what you're looking to do. We'll talk skill sets that we need to overcome financial anxiety, and we'll discover some financial practices that you can put into place right away to support sustainable growth. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I started out as a young girl wanting to own my own flower shop, and then I wanted to own a bookstore. And I can't recall ever wanting to just go out and get a job. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs are like that. We're naturally drawn towards service or creation. I actually began my entrepreneurial journey in my 20s as a contract bookkeeper for small businesses who didn't need a full-time staff bookkeeper, but obviously they needed support to maintain clean records. So I maintained about 6 to 8 clients while my kids were growing up. So I had the flexibility that I needed to be a mom to 3 very busy, very different boys as they made their way through school and sports and all the other activities that boys need to do. And just for all you moms out there, I promise the work is very, very hard, but the rewards are absolutely immeasurable and the time really does go quickly. So make those memories while you can. And as I shared earlier, I'm now currently the active owner, CEO, founder of 3 thriving businesses with employees over 3 states. And I know firsthand the joys and challenges of running a business. These days, I get to help fellow business owners find their balance when it comes to taxes and bookkeeping. So I'm really looking forward to all of this. I completely believe that we need to identify and address the need for financial literacy and independence. Women need to be encouraged to confront and just tear apart some long-standing misconceptions and fears about money, about having money, earning money, managing money, investing money, spending money, stewarding money, and just generally talking about money. I want to know if you've got your chat box open right there. Put a 1 in there. How many people just got uncomfortable with my last sentence and how many times I said the word money? We're going to talk about putting money where it belongs and learning skills and gaining understanding of the role that money currently plays in your life and business and the role that money should play in your life and business. So in our time together, I aim to provide practical strategies and insights for effective financial decision-making, fostering a mindset of resilience, discipline, informed action. This talk is not going to be just about financial nuts and bolts. It is going to be that. But it's really going to be talking about personal growth and breaking free from our limiting beliefs. It's going to create something that's going to enable women to thrive personally and professionally, to put money where it belongs, to allocate it as the tool that it is, and not to be something to be afraid of or something that we don't understand how to manage. Raimonda, are you there?
I'm here. I'm inspired. Ever since you have joined our summit, I think quite a few of us started to really think about our financial management and being more financially savvy. So thank you for your voice and the passion that you share. And I think this is crucial information that you're going to be delivering at the Women Thrive stage in March, because this is so, so needed. Are you excited about the event?
I am, and I'm super excited to hear you say that, because I believe that we need to be in control of our finances, and we need to have the education and the information, and we need to not be afraid of our finances and what they're doing in the background that we're not aware of.
Yeah.
So I love that you said that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just, managing it and just knowing what's coming in, what's coming out, not being afraid. First of all, I think just not being afraid of managing your money and being savvy about it makes such a difference when you start to confront it and just say, okay, I have to be in control. Like you're wanting to be in control of other areas of your life, like your health or your marketing. Finances is a crucial part of your empowerment. So Tani, thank you for your voice on our platform.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. It's going to be a really great summit. I think my talk is scheduled for March 21st. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Tani. So head on over to womenthrivesummit.com. Make sure you registered yourself for the incredible event coming up in March. As you see from our speakers, you get to learn so many new things and be empowered in all areas of your life and business. And it can be life-changing. I promise you, I've spent some time with these amazing women. What you don't know, we've been preparing for this event for the last 6 months. So this is really going to be a beautiful production that you get to enjoy. And the whole summit is running live, which means you can join us from anywhere in the world, but have these live interactions with our speakers and ask questions. So connect with them via chat today. All right, next up, we have Jane Wareham, and I have her cover of the magazine. She's a cover girl. So Jane Wareham is the Mind Shift coach, international speaker, and podcast host. Yes, yes, yes. Helping entrepreneurs unlock the extraordinary power of their minds and realize that they can have it all they dream about and desire. Jane, good to see you today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. And I actually just framed a copy. So I was thinking I should be showing you the framed version, but I got a couple extra copies for my family and I just got them in this week. So I'm so excited.
Yes, when I saw it, I was like, this makes me really happy because yeah,
You have the
you
earrings
bring
on
that
too,
energy.
actually.
And I always compliment you on your beautiful earrings. We're
Love
gonna
a
take a
dangly
note. Like
earring.
I always forget to put in earrings, so thanks for that reminder.
I'm so
Take it
excited to
away.
be here. Okay, amazing. So, welcome. Thank you so much for having me here. So, my name is Jane Wareham, and I am the Mind Shift Coach. I'm an international speaker, a podcast host to the Jane Wareham podcast. And listen, I am extremely passionate about helping you understand the power of your mind because you can use your mind to create the life, the business that you absolutely dream about. So I thought today would be a great opportunity to give you a little sneak peek of what I'm going to be talking about in March. And so this is the joyful mind shift from having it all to truly living a happy life. So here's the thing. Many entrepreneurs, you might relate to this, find themselves caught up in a pursuit of external happiness and success. And even when you attain a lot of great things, there's a lot of good happening around you, you still feel this sense of emptiness, this sense of discontent at the end of each day, at the end of each month. This is something that I personally experienced so many times throughout my career, as well as an entrepreneur over the last 5 years. And this is not a good feeling. So the good news is, this is something you can actually control. Because if you're feeling this way, you can absolutely start to realign with your authentic self, your values, your passions, and ultimately start to create that more happy and fulfilling life. So today I'm going to touch on 2 of the 3 pieces of my talk, okay? So this is the joyful mind shift from having it all on paper to actually feeling happy. And what does this involve? What do we need to do? Well, first and foremost, we need to redefine what success means to you. Number 1, we need to then look at the power of being you. And 3, we're going to talk about the happy path forward. So let's talk about redefining success. This is so important. My question for you, what do you define as successful? How do you define success? Do you only feel successful in your business when the money is flowing in? When you see all those clients, you're getting those emails that people are downloading your things or buying your programs? How do you feel when they're not doing that? Look, this was a massive thing for me. This was a massive mind shift that I had to actually start making because it was dramatically impacting how I felt every single day. Because here's the thing, I linked success to money. They went together. I was like, well, the more successful I am, the more money I have. This is how it worked in, corporate America. This is how it worked in my corporate job. The harder I worked, the more money I made. And this was a belief that I held onto so tightly. But here's the thing. I had to redefine what success meant to me, right? And I had to look from the inside out. So when you start to do this, this is really important because depending on how you're defining success, this is going to impact your ability to move forward. So for me, success is actually staying true to my values. It's showing up in a way that's authentic, easy, and fun. It's leaving everyone I come in contact with the impression of increase. I actually switched my belief around success because I was so dependent on these external factors. I felt like a failure all the time. But then I came to realize, no, when I start to measure from the inside out, success is inevitable for me. And it's happening all the time. And that really all of the things that I should be basing my success on should be something that I can control. So why would you put that control in the hands of something outside of you? You don't want to be doing that. So this is a sneak peek on the first part that I'm going to be touching on in my talk, okay? The second part now is the power of being you. I mean being authentic, being authentically you. Here's the thing. In today's world, look, how many distractions do we have all around us? How many coaches, how many other businesses are similar to yours? Are you watching them? Are you questioning what you're doing? Here's the thing. You need to put those blinders on. You need to focus on your lane because all those people around you are not you. They are not where you're at right now. They're not thinking how you are, feeling like how you are. So you have to stop comparing. So it's really time to make sure when you want to be authentically you, lean into the power of you. This is realigning with what brings you joy, what ignites your flame, what makes you feel happy, what you value. And this is the recipe. I'm telling you, this is the recipe to feeling motivated in your business. So if you've lost that motivation to show up every day, maybe you've lost that connection to you. So look back to what you're passionate about because you are uniquely you. And especially, as I said, in this coaching industry, as a life coach myself, it is very easy to get distracted. But your clients are coming to you for your energy, what you bring. They want to be around that. Now, the last piece I'm going to just touch on slightly is the happy path forward. Okay, so you redefine success. Amazing. You're starting to believe that. Beautiful. You're being authentically you. You're leaning into the power of you. Now what? What is this happy path forward? How can you maintain this? Well, you need to start truly thinking about how you can make these mind shifts in different areas of your life. Now, this is something that I'm going to take you deep diving into in my talk to create this beautiful roadmap for you. But what I want to leave you with today, because I just released it last week, is an amazing free masterclass. You get instant access, and it is called Mastering Judgment and Rewriting Your Truth. Because here's the thing. If you want a happy path forward, we got to do some work on the inside. We got to think about what's going on. We got to look what's going on behind these two, in between these two fingers here in the mind. And we want to make sure that your judgments aren't holding you back anymore. So I'm going to drop the link for that because you can get free access to that and an incredible tool in that masterclass that is going to help you start to make a mind shift right away. That's what's key here. We want you to be doing things, taking action. So what I want to leave you with here is that I want you to remember your happiness, your fulfillment in life and your business is a choice. So what are you going to do? It's time that you choose that. Take back the power in that. Know that you can actually create the happy and fulfilling life that you want. But what you got to do first is start working on your mindset. So I'm going to be speaking on March 19th all about this. We're going to go in depth. I'm going to give you tools and strategies that you can use to feel happier and to feel more fulfilled every single day. So I cannot wait to share that with you.
Yes, Jane, light up the stage. I can't wait to see your talk and all the shifts that you're going to be making for our audience at the Women Thrive Summit. So if you haven't already, save your spot. Jane, love you on our stage. And thank you so much for showing up and sharing your pearls of wisdom. Appreciate it. Amazing. Well, if you're not inspired yet, I don't know what else we gotta bring, but we certainly have a few more speakers up our sleeves. So before we carry on, what I want you to do is share this live with your social media followers because we're here to make impact. We're here to change some lives and share our wisdom, share our incredible speakers today on our stage. So my next speaker, Kylie Van Leen, is the best-selling author, international speaker, award-winning consultant. Kylie is an experienced executive coach, consultant with over 14 years of experience in coaching and working with women from diverse backgrounds. Kylie, so good to see you.
Hi, Ray. So good to be here.
Where are you joining us from today? I know you're a global traveler.
Yeah. No, I'm back in the States, so Northern Virginia.
Amazing. Well, take it away. I can't wait to hear your talk today.
Thank you. Thanks. Hi, everyone. As Ray said, my name is Kylie Van Leeuwen, and I'm the founder of Elevated Coaching and Consulting Global. I've been supporting women and girls for over 14 years to identify and address their limiting beliefs, shift their mindset, and develop the skills and confidence they need to reach their full potential and thrive. I'm an accredited psychotherapist, emotional intelligence coach, NLP master practitioner, human rights consultant, and diversity, equity, and inclusion specialist. My talk at the Women Thrive Summit is actually scheduled for March 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern US time, and it's titled Step into Your Greatness, How Purpose and Mindset Fuel Success. I'm so passionate about this topic because although I'm clear on my purpose now, it hasn't always been the case. So for many years from the outside, I look like the woman who had it all together, a successful career as an executive, earning a great salary, but I felt empty, like I was on autopilot, just going through the motions. I'm sure some of you have felt like that or maybe feel like that. For many years, I craved more, but I couldn't quite identify what was missing. So before starting my company in July 2021, I was burnt out and lacking clarity about my purpose. I was yearning to recapture a sense of excitement and passion for my work again. I was desperate to feel energized rather than depleted by my work. And I knew I needed to get off the hamster wheel of exhaustion and workplace politics to find meaning in my work again. I also knew I needed to completely overhaul my mindset and ways of thinking to change my situation. Nobody was coming to save me. I had to rescue myself. For years, I dreamed of creating something of my own that would combine all the best parts of my career, all the things I loved. And when I reflect on journals and diaries from 2015 onwards, they're full of quotes from my favorite entrepreneurs and my business books and all the magazines that I was gathering around me, where I clearly outlined in those diaries my intentions and burning desire to start my own coaching and consultancy. But until 2021, I never took action. Why? Fear. It was all fear. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of the challenges that I may face as a female entrepreneur or a woman in business, and fear that I was not good enough. I've always loved empowering others to find and use their voice, to build their confidence, and to pursue their goals and dreams. I've always been passionate about advocating for diversity, equity and inclusion, workplace rights and fairness, and psychological safety. It wasn't until I decided to complete my training as an NLP master practitioner that I sat down, identified my core values, and finally understood my purpose. As it turns out, my core values were completely different. Whoops, my headset nearly fell off. Completely different to what I'd always thought they were. And I discovered that my top core values were actually freedom, connection, and purpose. That explained a lot about the restlessness and lack of fulfillment during the past few years of my career. I'd lost my direction, I'd lost my way completely, and the positions I held in the companies I worked for or worked in were not aligned to my core values. Finally, it all made sense. Finally, I needed to connect with people. It's the connection that fulfills and motivates me. I've always identified with people who struggle, and being able to help people, that's the stuff that keeps me going. I'm grateful if I've helped one woman or girl from feeling unseen, unheard, underrepresented, or unempowered. I need to know that my experiences and my pain and how I've overcome obstacles and challenges are supporting other people. That's what sets my soul on fire, and that's my purpose. As soon as I identified my core values, my purpose became crystal clear, and I immediately felt a shift in my mindset. I was excited again. I knew I had to create my own company that represented my mission of helping others to reach their full potential and thrive. So, on Independence Day 2021, how ironic is that, Elevated Coaching and Consulting was born. A year later, we expanded into the US market, and on Independence Day 2023, my family and I relocated to the US. So perhaps you're listening to this and find yourself in a state of flux, lacking the necessary direction and motivation to propel your life and career forward. My talk at the Women Thrive Summit in March will provide you with the tools and insights you need to gain crystal clear clarity, unearth your true purpose, and recalibrate your mindset for a life filled with success. So come along, join me and the other amazing, phenomenal speakers at the Women Thrive Summit in March. And before I finish up, please remember, you are in control. You make choices. You can make those choices today, now, to transform your life, identify your core values, and discover your true purpose.
Kylie, beautiful. I love your share, and just it really represents what this stage is about: inclusivity, diversity, empowerment, following our true passion and purpose. And I love all your shares today. It's just so inspiring. What's the one message that you would like to send to our listeners today if they perhaps not feeling motivated, not feeling lost, or wanting to find that joy in their lives again?
Ask yourself, probably two things, apart from the core values piece, is what do you enjoy doing? And what's that thing, if it's work related, what's that thing or those things that give you butterflies in the tummy, that sets your soul on fire? That's your purpose. That's part of unearthing your purpose. And I always say to people, you need to do more of those things. They're the things that you want to focus on.
Yeah. And, I love that in your life and in your own career, you truly represent that and leading the way by example. So, Kylie, thank you for being on our stage and sharing your light today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Appreciate that. There are so many amazing speakers on our stage, and I would love for you to connect with these amazing women because their DMs and their inboxes are open to all of our listeners to have those conversations. Reach out if perhaps you're feeling lost or not sure of your direction or need some guidance and support. Our speakers are here for you. And I know in this entrepreneurial journey, business journey, professional journey, things can feel really lonely, and that is why we initiated this beautiful community to support you in all areas of your life. Thank you so much. Next up, I have a wonderful speaker. I'm inspired by this lady myself. She travels the world, speaking on different stages, making a beautiful impact with her work. Dr. Sola Tuggan-Butler is the founder, CEO, and certified professional life coach at Transformative Coaching and Consulting. She empowers women to go from burnout to balance by using realistic self-care toolkits that fit their busy schedules and transforms their emotional and cognitive health. Dr. Sola, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
I always love seeing your gorgeous background. So take it away with your amazing talk.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Sola. I am a licensed therapist and a certified professional life coach. And two things that I am very passionate about is challenging the stigma associated with receiving mental health services and making mental health accessible and affordable. In addition, in my role as a certified professional life coach, I am very passionate about empowering women to go from burnout to balance by using realistic self-care toolkits that fit their busy schedule. Balance is very important in our lives, especially for women. So in my talk on March 20th, I am going to teach you the tools that you need to have a life of balance. So I want to focus on motherhood and burnout. And the question that I want to ask is, when you made the decision to become a mother, what were some of the expectations that you were told or expectations that you were taught? Now, the reason I ask that question is because when it comes to burnout, especially for women, some programs out there fail to identify gender roles or the way in which women have been socialized or their expectations that women feel they have to meet that could potentially put them on the path to burnout. So some women have shared with me that I was told that when I become a mother, all my personal goals go out the door. Everything is about my child. I can no longer fully focus on my career. My family comes first. So any type of personal desires or goals is just to be put on the back burner. And now the only thing I have to focus on is being a good partner and being a good parent. So a lot of women who have these expectations have internalized them, and then they find themselves unhappy. They find themselves overwhelmed or on the path to burnout. Now, there was a really interesting article that I read years ago in which a woman who had had a newborn baby, the baby was about 9 months old, and she had gone on vacation to the Caribbean. She was feeling very overwhelmed, stressed out, left her baby with her parents so she could just have 5 to 6 days in the Caribbean just to relax. And the amount of negativity that she got on social media was unbelievable. Some of the horrible things that was said to this woman just because she wanted to take 6 days just to relax so she can come back fully rested and be present for her baby. And that is the kind of expectations that, unfortunately, when women internalize them, can put them on the path to burnout. Because research studies have shown that parents that take time out to pursue their personal goals, their interests, take time to rest, have that balance, tend to be more effective parents compared to those who don't. So here we have the research that makes it very clear that having that balance will make you a more effective parent. And yet, women that I come across have internalized this message that they have to be last, that they cannot put their desires, their interests, or rest ahead of caring for their children. And that is where I come in, where I am so passionate about helping women identify what is your balance, where you can take care of your children and also take care of yourself. And how do we address the emotions that come up when we make the decision to take care of ourselves and to have that balance? Now, a story that I would share with you is I love to travel. I'm an avid traveler. That is my self-care. And I had to figure out that balance when I made the decision to have children. So I had the opportunity to travel with my parents to the Philippines, and that meant having to leave my children. My daughter was okay. My son struggled. But over the course of being in the Philippines, he would not speak to me. He would not talk to me. He was very angry. I still remember my husband chasing him around with the phone, trying to do FaceTime. He wasn't interested. And I had these feelings of guilt. And I had to process that emotion because guilt is not a negative emotion. All emotions are good. Guilt meant that I cared. And over the course of being in the Philippines, I spent time writing about my emotion, writing about the fact that having self-care was important to me, and it made me a more effective parent. And the fact that now my son had time to spend with his father, spend with his sister, spend with other family members so he could build that relationship with them. And it's sitting with the emotion, understanding it, and looking for that balance helped me get through that trip. So when I got back from the Philippines, I sat down with my son and we had a conversation about it. I am a more effective parent when I have time for self-care. So now when I travel, my son will say to me, Mommy is taking her self-care. And that's the balance. Or sometimes I take them with me and sometimes I go by myself. So balance is subjective. And the most important thing is trying to figure out what it looks like for you. And the first way to do that is to look at some of the expectations that we've internalized. And sometimes we don't realize that these expectations are cultural. That's what we've been taught. Where sometimes women who travel are told, why did you leave your kids? What do you mean you're going for a girls trip? You need to be with your kids all the time. And I teach my clients how to challenge these negative thought processes that we've internalized and then reframe them and replace them with positive thought patterns that make sure that we take care of ourselves and we have that balance. So I would love for you to come to my talk and learn more about achieving that balance. I am excited about the summit. It's a group of amazing women that I have gotten to know, and I know that you can learn from all of us so that you can be the person that you want to be. Now, if you would like to know more about me, I would love for you to join my Facebook group. It is called Burnout to Balance, Women's Community for Self-Care and Awareness. And this is a great club because you will learn all the different tools that you need to stay on top of your emotional and cognitive health. Because the most important thing to remember is that self-care should be proactive and not reactive. So we'll teach you tools that you can use every day, even as little as 5 to 10 minutes, to get that reset that you need so that you can take care of yourself, find that balance, and be the person you want to be. We'll also teach teach you what to do with emotions and how to ensure your emotional health by understanding the message that emotions are trying to tell you and process them in a healthy way. When we set boundaries, the most common emotion is guilt, and that's okay. If we're feeling guilty, it's because we care, and we want to use that caring to figure out, how do I care for myself and how do I care for others? Because we matter. So the same compassion that we show for others, we want to make sure that we show that compassion to ourselves. So I look forward to seeing you at the Women Thrive Summit. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to listen to me and hear me out. And hopefully I will see you in my Facebook group. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Sola. I love hearing your message and just how important it is for us as parents to find that balance. And even just those few things that you've shared in your story, I think just gives us permission to look at things differently and remind ourselves that if we are happy, fulfilled parents, we can give our children so much more. So less burnout, more self-care for everyone, and more joy, and I love just how you approach your work with more fun and joy all around. So I'm grateful for you on our platform.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Good to see you.
Good
Thank
to
you
see
so
you too.
much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Do make sure you connect with our speakers because they have wealth of experience, insight, knowledge, and just pearls of wisdom that not only they sharing with you today, but they are going to be speaking at the Women Thrive Summit in March. And I hope that you are going to be there. I know it's still 2 more months to go, not exactly 2 months, but I think you are going to be in for an absolute treat. All right, next speaker today, and I want to see you in the chat if you're still here. If you're still here with us, leave a comment below. Let us know how you're enjoying this showcase so far. Next up, I've got Gabrielle Hayes. Gabrielle Hayes is an industry pioneer who has transformed the product development industry by unlocking the untapped potential of professionals all over the world. Her secret sauce? She holds a steadfast commitment to empowerment and teaching professionals how to harness a growth mindset to solve complex challenges efficiently. Gabrielle, good to see you. Where are you joining us from today?
Hi, Ray. I'm joining everyone from Orlando, hanging out with Mickey Mouse.
Oh, amazing. Well, there is that balance and having fun whilst you're running your business. Looking forward to hearing you today.
Hi, everyone. So excited to be here with you and to follow Dr. Sola's incredible talk. I want to talk to you today about the fear of change. And I'll tell you, I had this awakening call when I realized every decision I was making in my life was started with a but what if question. I was spending all of my emotions and my days with worrying about what could happen out of a situation. And I recently saw the show The Rehearsal, and it was this very vivid reminder of what life is like when I trap myself in this fear and scared of what's coming next and what's changing ahead of me. And on the show, they sat and played out each and every scenario that could potentially happen for a situation before you even stepped in to experience it. And I got this just really rude awakening as I watched this happen, and the fear continued no matter how many times the situation changed, is that as we are carrying fear of change in our life, we're actually carrying a fear of living. Because let's face it, the only constant in our life is change. And I am a product manager by trade, so I'm trained to move quick and figure it out on the go and learn as I'm traveling. And so I decided this is how I had to show up in my own life too. So that way we all can start to break this fear of change. And as quickly as you can get a solution to what's scaring you, your mindset opens up for what could be next. And that's exactly how it is in the real world of delivering digital products as well. We want to deliver the solution quickly so that way you can learn even faster. Because once you get those learnings, you can start to adapt and change your life for what's next. And one of the biggest pieces of being able to do this is allowing yourself to embrace feedback, especially the critical feedback, which I know almost all of us shy away from. But that feedback is so important because it tells you what areas of opportunity do you have for change, for how you want to be showing up in this world. And I think even more importantly, it gives you indicators of what situations and environments you don't want to be in for your life anymore. So you can start to change and remove those. As I started pulling all of this together to share with you today, I kept hearing this phrase over and over that I want to give to you to impart and carry on through your days is just release it. And that can be a double entendre. We can talk about just releasing the actual fear itself and choosing not to hold on to it and show up and live differently without fear. But it also means just let this version of yourself enter the world fully so that you can start to learn what you need to shed and change to continue showing up as your whole self. And we start by doing this with just taking action and deciding that action is more important than perfection. Every little step you take is going to get you closer to a lesson and a learning. So every single step is helping you get closer to this dream and this desire that you have. So you've got to get out there and take that action. And next, I want you to remember, failure is actually going to give you the greatest gift in this world. So there isn't a reason to be scared of failing when it comes to change either. Because every quote unquote failure you experience comes with a lesson and an experience that now gets added to your entire toolbox of all of your lived experiences that help you make decisions and show up as who you are today. And when you're trying to figure out what you're fearful of and what you may need to change, don't be afraid to ask yourself why over and over again. Because there's scientific studies that show if you ask why 4 times in a row, that's when you actually start to get to the bottom of the emotion that you're feeling. So just like we do in product, we keep asking why to try and solve a problem and really get to the root of the problem to solve. You have to do the same with your life. Why are you carrying this fear? What is the change that you're even scared of? What could happen on the other side of things? And just keep diving in further and further until you really feel like you've gotten to the core of it. And my favorite part of this all is because you're looking at everything as a positive, because all of it is a lesson and improvement, you get to celebrate all of the small wins along the way. Did you get to see the sunshine today? You can celebrate that. Did you not freak out in a moment when you used to about something that's changing? You should celebrate that. You get to be the biggest designer of your life, so you also get to design the best parties all throughout life, and that includes whatever small wins look like for you. So I want to encourage you today, stop right now and figure out what is that change that's been looming over you, and decide right now you're moving forward with it. You're making a decision with the information that you have available at your fingertips today because you know you're going to learn more as you step through and make that decision. I would love for you to join me at the Women's Thrive Summit. I'm so excited to not only speak with you, but also hear from all of the other incredible speakers. In my session, we're going to be talking about shattering those beliefs because you are already professional enough. So again, how do we embrace just stepping into who you are and carrying that through your professional life? So I'm really excited to share actionable tips with you there. And as we head off for today, I just want to remind you, just release it. The fear, this version of you, and your desire to always know what if.
Wow. Thank you, Gabrielle. That's just so beautiful. I love what you just shared. And, a lot of times we forget of our own powers and we get so caught up in our own minds, questioning, can I do this? Am I good enough? And all of those things. And just really questioning our limiting beliefs or just our beliefs. I think it's just so powerful. Gabrielle, thank you so much for showing up today.
Thanks, Faye.
I appreciate it. Oh my goodness, how are you all enjoying this? I hope you're having lots of fun and being inspired by our speakers. And I'm sure that as you're listening to the stories of our speakers, you can relate to different things they're saying. They're talking about family and alignment and purpose and limiting beliefs and having more balance and self-care in your life. I think all of these things really help to serve us in so many different ways. Next up, I have another speaker waiting in the wings with her powerful message. So, next up, I have Dawn Gordon. She's the CEO of Mind Body Counseling and Coaching, PLLC, licensed professional counselor, yoga teacher, mindset expert, and self image coach, international speaker, and 3 times best selling author. So good to see you, Dawn.
Thank you, Ray. It's so good to be here again. I just love this community. So good.
I appreciate it. I can't wait to hear you on our stage. So over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. So I have a question for you. Do you often feel controlled by your emotions? You find yourself on a day clear-headed, confident, feeling good. There's even a little spring in your step. And what are we good? Okay. And then where did that spring go? Where did that bounce go, right? Because all of a sudden, wham, emotions take over. You feel unsure of yourself. You're lacking the confidence, doubting yourself. This heaviness comes over you like a black cloud, and you feel helpless. What if you could use your emotions for good? Accessing the transformative power of emotions to speak from your heart and live your life with passion. It is possible. I promise it's possible. Anything is possible. And I discovered that when I was a young girl. I was in the 3rd grade, and my family moved from a blue-collar industrial area near Detroit and into the country. My parents wanted to raise me and my 3 siblings out in the country where they thought more possibility. And I found myself lying on the tall grass in the middle of the dark night, and above I could see stars. Remember, I was in 3rd grade, young little download here, right? But I felt this overwhelming knowing that anything's possible. Anything's possible. That knowing, that deep belief is what has guided me ever since. And I know you've probably had those nudges. You've had those feelings of, what if so-and-so's possible? What if this? Hold on to those nudges. Listen to those nudges. So now, I want you to remember this. Think about this. The average person has 60,000 thoughts in one day. Most of them are negative. 95% of what we think, what we feel, and what we do comes from an autopilot state of being. We're just sleepwalking through life. We're going through the motions. And this autopilot place, these thoughts, these emotions, these actions, these things that are running the show come from the subconscious mind. We're unaware of them. We're unaware of the stories and the beliefs and these mental movies that play over and over in our mind. And then we wonder, why do we feel so bad? Why aren't we reaching our goals? Why can't I find the love of my life? Why can't I speak for myself? But once we access the subconscious mind through our emotions, we are free beyond our thoughts. We actually begin to fuel our thoughts with our emotions. Power comes from our emotions. So emotions are the access. They're the key to unlock the old patterns, the old beliefs. This transformation requires a shift. So we have to be willing to shift from thinking to feeling. We have to feel beyond our thinking. I want you to think about this. We cannot outthink our sadness. We cannot outthink our judgments. We can't outthink our frustrations. We have to feel. We have to go into the feeling of it. So this process that I teach, that I'll be sharing with you at the summit, has helped many of my clients create lasting positive change. So within 6 months, Anne went from feeling suicidal to singing on stages. She owned her power. She showed up for herself. She was beginning to love her life again. And what are these key pieces that I'm going to be talking about? 3 very important pieces, secrets to unlocking that transformative power of your emotions. One is we have to move our body. Remember, we are mental, physical, spiritual, emotional beings. So we have to move the body. Our body is the vehicle for the mind. So we have to move our body. 2, we have to speak powerful, positive words. And then what do? We fuel those words with our feelings. So we have to feel our feelings. That transforms everything. So I want you to take a look, and I want you to start noticing when I'm on cloud 9 and I'm bouncing through life. And then when I hit this like crash, dark clouds out of nowhere, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What emotions are fueling my thoughts? And then I want you to make sure you sign up for the summit in March, because then you're going to get the whole package. You're going to hear more in depth about these 3 pieces and how they can transform your life, help you wake up to your worthiness, and really consciously create the life that you desire. Grab my free gift at dawngayden.com. Super simple. It's on the screen, dawngayden.com. You'll grab your free gift. It's a beautiful practice of what I just talked about. 3 minutes to unleash your joy, to really step into your power and really start moving the body, really gentle, really simple, super simple. Anyone can do it, really, I promise. Anyone can do it. And speaking new, powerful, positive words, some things that you probably have never said to yourself before. I love and accept myself. So what I'd like for you to do as we end my talk here right now, and we celebrate this beautiful showcase and move into the summit, stretch your arms really, really big and wide, and then give yourself this great big hug. Wrap your arms around yourself. Smile, because that changes your physiology right there. Smile and just whisper to yourself, I love and accept myself. I'm worthy. I matter. I belong. Just because. Just because. So thank you for allowing me to share with you something I'm very passionate about, really just tapping into your worthiness, because you're all worthy. You're all worthy no matter what. Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you, Dawn. I love your shares and those tips. And sometimes it's not like how hard we do things or how much. Like some people go to the gym once a year and they push it, push it, push it. And, it's about consistency. And as you said, it could just be 3 minutes a day of practice, mindfulness, reminders to ourselves, and doing these affirmations or yoga could just really, it builds up as that compound effect on your mind and getting used to it. I know a lot of people that say, I don't know how to meditate. I can't switch off. What would you say to people like that?
Yeah, everyone can meditate. Absolutely. And pretty much no one switches off 100%. The mind's not built for that, but it's flexing the muscle of the mind to create that focus, one pointed focus, a little bit at a time. So when I have someone say, I don't meditate, I can't meditate, you have 1 minute a day, 60 seconds, set an alarm, breathe, just feel your heart, feel your belly, and just breathe, tune in and focus on your breath. Start there. It starts to build the momentum. We start to feel how good it feels. We're like, I want to feel that. I want to feel that more often. And then we start creating that practice, that rehearsal, that new habit of feeling good.
Yeah. What I want you to do right now is go and set yourself a daily reminder for a few minutes. Grab yourself Dawn's gift and just set yourself a daily reminder to take a pause, because we are so overwhelmed. We're always busy as we're running from one thing to another. And if you're an entrepreneur, you probably have a million tabs open right now. You're multitasking, you're watching this, you're trying to do that. Set yourself an alarm on every day to take a few minutes. And if you need some practice, go grab yourself a gift from Dawn. Appreciate you today, Dawn. It was beautiful to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
Wow, so many beautiful tips. I hope you're taking notes and I hope you're taking action because we can be sitting here soaking up all the inspiration and insights and but it is about action. It is about setting aside some time to work on yourself, whether it's to meditate, whatever the things that you're hearing today, you can resonate, take a note and make that commitment. Take action. If you feel inspired by someone, you might be running to do your taxes right now because Tony told you to do that. Maybe you're looking at doing more self care, finding more balance or more fun in your life. Make that commitment to yourself to make one small change every day because one small change compounds to massive results. And this is what it's about. There is not about setting ourselves some unreasonable and expectations, right? Just small actions leads to great results. And speaking of action, if you're feeling inspired today, I want you to connect with some of these speakers, follow them on social media, drop them a message, and above all, register yourself for the Women Thrive Summit because it's going to be a life-changing event. And we have hundreds of people attending this. And of course, 50 amazing speakers who have been selected for our stage that you're going to meet. Next up, I've got Crystal Harley, who is a confidence and dating coach. She's on a mission to empower every single women in their pursuit of lasting love through cultivating healthy relationships with themselves and others. Crystal, good to see you.
Great to see you, Ray. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. This is something we haven't touched on today, healthy relationships. And I've been observing your Instagram posts lately, and you're spilling a lot of tea on there. So I'm looking forward to your talk.
Thank you so much. I am Crystal Hurley, and as Ray said, I'm a confidence and dating coach. And today I'm going to be focusing more on the confidence side of things. And I'm excited to be following Dawn because I think that I will have a powerful story exemplifying the power of listening to our emotions. So, yesterday on one of our weekly calls for the summit speakers, we were asked to do an empowerment activity. And in the moment, I was like, this is a great idea. This is going to be helpful. Like logically, it connected with me. But today, it resurfaced on a whole new level when I was doing something else. So today, I needed to wash my hair and before this talk, and I didn't want to waste not exercising when my hair is dirty. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. So anyways, I was on the treadmill, and the aha that I had is that it's really important to surround ourselves with things that make us feel good about ourselves. So here I am on my squeaky treadmill in the basement, and I like to watch TV. So I put on my 600-pound life, and I'm trudging away. And I was like, it was the beginning of the show, if you've ever seen it. So they're just showing them eating a whole lot of food. And I was like, this is not helping my motivation. Like, this is not good. So I'm stop running, start walking, looking for another show. And I've never seen this Survivor show, but I was like, it sounds like they'll need to exert their bodies and maybe that can be motivating. So I turned that on, start jogging, and then he's hunting. I didn't think about that. It's survival. He's hunting. And it just struck a chord in me. I was like, this is not what I want to watch today. This is not making me feel good. And so I was like, I need to unsee this before I carry on about my day. And then I was like, what can I watch? Like, I've tried a couple of new shows, didn't work for me. So what do I know that I can watch? And I was like, I like to watch Beyonce dance videos on YouTube. That usually lifts me up. And that's when the light bulb moment came on. The first video comes on, and my energy changed. Everything changed. My vibe, my drive, and it was just so dramatically different. I didn't change what I was doing, but I had changed something about my environment. And that's the takeaway I want you to take today is that self-care doesn't have to be an additional commitment. It doesn't have to take extra time. It can be about adjusting our environment, what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we smell. Those kinds of things are things that make us feel good about ourselves. And surrounding ourselves with people and things that remind us to feel good about ourselves can help. Like yesterday, I'm surrounded by a wonderful group of women, and I know things that make me feel good about myself, but we all get into ruts. We all forget things that make us feel good about ourselves when we haven't done them for a while. So, yesterday's activity, coupled with an opportunity to actually watch something that I know that I've has really inspired me before, those two coupled together, it was just such a dramatic change in my thoughts and my energy that I couldn't ignore it. So today I just want to remind you to surround yourself with people and things that remind you to feel good about yourself. And to bring this all the way back to single women that are dating, do something that lifts you up before you go on a date. Feel good about yourself before you go on a date. Do something that empowers you before you have a difficult conversation. Listen to something empowering before you go to bed, when you wake up, when you're doing your makeup. Like, making it part of your lifestyle means that you know how to make yourself feel good, and you don't have to rely on someone else to make you feel good, because that's a tall order to ask. So you're learning about yourself. We're always learning about what makes us feel good. We're always learning about ourselves. And catch my talk if you'd like. All these women have such wonderful things to say, and I am beyond excited for the summit in March. And we'll be talking more about this, like successful dating by ways of exploring ourselves more and building our confidence more. And thank you to Ray for pointing out my Instagram. That's definitely the most active and the best way to follow me. So my handle is below at Crystal Hurley, and I would truly love to connect.
Oh, Crystal, yes. I love you sharing that story. Can I now ask you on that activity, what is your theme song as you come on stage?
That's a great question. I didn't want to say the exact activity. So I've been thinking a lot about it, and I don't know my exact song yet because yours was awesome. But watching the Beyonce videos today, I was like, it has to be Beyonce. Like, she just brings something else out in me. So it will definitely be Beyonce. So stay tuned.
Yeah. I love it. I've been to her concert and it's just so powerful. Like,
Awesome.
she just takes it away. And I think as a speakers, and you really tied it in beautifully to relationships and confidence in dating. You want to feel good about yourself. And this is when you attract and almost like radiate that positivity, attractiveness. And it's not about your looks, but it's about the energy that you bring. And as we talked about the theme song for our speakers, you want to have your theme song before you go on to dating.
Yes. That activity made me think, like, how can I use music in other areas of my life? I know logically that it's so important and empowering, but yesterday and today I was reminded of that. So thank you.
Oh, I love that. Thanks, Crystal. Good to see you. And head over to Crystal's Instagram account. I love your new IG posts and
Thank
those
you.
reels. And yeah, so I hope you'll get to share some more juicy tips for our ladies who are looking to date more or date yourself.
I love that concept. Yes.
I used to take myself on a date when I was single and, I moved to a new country and I didn't have too many people here. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take myself on a date because that's just how I feel today. So that
Love
was
that.
my weekly activity that I would do.
Oh.
Thanks, Crystal. Good to see you. Dawn is taking herself on a date too. Dawn, I saw you dancing with your son yesterday. We're having so much fun. I hope you are enjoying this showcase. And you know what? Yesterday, I said to our speakers, I said, let's practice for the summit. Let's do a dry run. And the dry run was to dance to our theme song. So I'll put my theme song before I go up on stage. I like to play a theme song that makes me inspired, that makes me elevated, that makes me want to show up at my 100%. And I challenge our speakers to just do a little dance, right? Just switch up that energy. And sometimes if you're feeling a little bit down, if you're not feeling motivated, just put on some of your favorite music and do a little dance, just shake it off. And I think that really rewires our energy out there. So we were practicing yesterday. We're practicing speaking, we're practicing dancing. So I hope you get to practice dancing at the Women Thrive Summit as well. And you get to meet all these amazing women and have lots of fun. Well, who said that business and networking should feel like work? Why can't we just have fun? Okay, next up we got a wonderful lady who has lovely community in California as well, and her name is Crystal. So Crystal is the CEO and founder of Book of Bijou and Empowered by Women. Her mission revolves around uplifting her community of fellow entrepreneurs and reminding them of how powerful their voice and vision is, and that they don't truly need to go it alone. Crystal, good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you so much, Ray, for having me today.
Oh, I am excited to have you on our stage and hear from you today. Over to you.
Thank you, Ray. Well, just as Crystal said about Dawn being the perfect segue to Crystal's, the other Crystal, I feel like Crystal Hurley's talk is the perfect segue into mine because she talked about really surrounding yourself with incredible energy to, get you going in the right mindset and the right mood and whenever you're approaching your day. So come March, my talk is all about community, its power, purpose, and how to build it from scratch, because I really truly believe in the power of community and in coming from a place of service and authenticity. And just a couple of short years of launching our Empowered by Women community, just moving from that community-centric focus and philanthropic perspective has really allowed our presence and mission to flourish. So community is what I'm going to be focusing on today and in these next couple of minutes, because I've experienced firsthand the magic that mindset can bring to any individual, any audience, any brand, any business. When you're approaching what you do as a form of self-love, by choosing to pursue something that you're genuinely passionate about, that you really care about, something that lights you up, that lights your fire, people resonate with it. People see it. People want to be a part of that vision and this journey and experience that you're not just creating for yourself, but for them as well. So stepping into your passion and into your purpose in that very intentional way is what's going to start attracting your aligned audience so naturally. In entrepreneurship, it can appear often very lonely, especially in the beginning, but I am here to tell you that it does not have to be that way, okay? You do not have to do everything all on your own, and this Women Thrive community is really proof of that. And this is precisely why when I launched our own product line, Book of Bijou, in 2021, I went into it knowing that I wanted to create an incredible community of women around me. Now, notice that I said create, okay, and not find. While I will fiercely advocate for placing yourselves into rooms of like-minded humans and various communities to really expand your network and your reach and even your perspective, my goal during the Women Thrive Summit is to show you that you can create your own audience, and that may very well be by taking pieces of the various communities that you surround yourself with. But the key is that you're essentially custom tailoring it to fit you and your brand and your mission. And while it's incredible to immerse yourself into other communities, the people that are there, they're drawn to that community's mission, right? And while their mission might be similar to your own, please don't get confused with that being identical to what you're trying to do or create. And don't allow that to allow you to fall into these feelings of imposter syndrome or feeling like you have nothing special to offer to attract a community of your own. It is so important to recognize the power that you hold in your own unique perspective and vision, and allow that story to be told by the way you choose to show up, whether it's in the digital space or in person. When we launched Empowered by Women, I didn't know what it was going to be, what it was going to look like. I just knew that I wanted to make it happen. And keep in mind that I didn't have an already established following when we launched. I didn't have a huge group of entrepreneurs as friends or even within my family. I mean, while my sister has her own business, that's not like a prominent part of my network or my circle, right? I knew I wanted that community, and that having that around me was going to be what continued to push me forward. Community was going to fuel my fire and motivate me. And although I didn't know what I wanted it to look like or what it was going to look like, I knew the energy that I wanted to create. And it's that fire and the inspiration and being surrounded by equally ambitious and creative and supportive women. I wanted to create a safe place for women to come and be surrounded by other women that just get it. And it's in those places and places like this, like Women Thrive, that you really start to level up and to build your momentum. And again, I am here to tell you that you can create that for yourself. You do not need to go at it alone. Whether you're taking advantage of how you show up in person or even in social media, you can absolutely start attracting your tribe and building the community of your dreams. And that's going to take that incredibly powerful voice and vision that's in your head and amplify it tenfold, if not more, right? We're going to do this by learning how to show up authentically and loudly, passionately in the way that we tell our stories and connect with our audience and foster genuine relationships, even if it's through a screen. Because there really are so many ways that you can keep on nurturing those relationships to the point where people are even reaching out to you, excited to connect and work with you and together. I'm actually wearing my Girl, I Just Want to See You Win sweater because that is exactly what we're here to do and what we're here to do come March. We are going to make sure that you win and do so with a community of people celebrating those wins, okay, cheering you on. So your people are out there. They're waiting for you to show up. They're waiting for you to make the first move and to give them permission to show up just as authentically and to create that community that they're also looking for. So as everyone else before me already said, make sure you join us in March. Me and all of the other fabulous women that are going to be on this virtual stage that has been so beautifully created by Ray and her team. And let's just keep on building on this energy and commitment to connecting with each other and supporting each other. And sky's the limit.
Yes, Crystal, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Can I just say you're actually really glowing right now?
Maybe this baby. I might have been rocking a little bit because we're coming on 34 weeks now.
Oh my goodness, congrats. And I am so excited. I think we women really bring a different glow when we're expecting, we're bringing life into this world. And it's really inspiring to watch you, grow your own community, run your own business, take care of your 2 daughters, and now also expecting your baby boy. So congrats on that and all the amazing work you're doing and, really championing women's businesses, creating your own platform to support other women in entrepreneurship. I think is so needed. Yeah.
Thank you. Right before I came onto my talk, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so uncomfortable right now. But then leaning into, being in these spaces, like Crystal said, like the other women have said, it fuels you with a different kind of energy, right? And it really, I don't know, it gives you some kind of fire to keep on going, and it excites me. And I think that that's what comes through in my voice, and that's how we've been able to really grow our community. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this community as well, because it's just all of those branches that keep on growing and flourishing, and opportunity just keeps on presenting itself. So it's been a really magical experience, and I'm excited for all the transition that's going to be happening in this coming year and in the future.
Yeah, well, we're here to support you. And I'm glad that, there are more communities out there for women to join, to be part of, to feel like they belong, feel like they are celebrated, because that's what it's all about, celebrating each other. Because it's not always we have access to, even in our own circles, people who will take the time to celebrate us. So, Crystal, thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you, Ray.
Good to see you. Well, we are nearing the end of our event for today, and I really hope that you have enjoyed. And I hope that our speakers poured into you, planted the seeds of hope, inspiration, motivation. We talked about collaboration over competition, being empowered in so many different ways, building your confidence, taking care of yourself, your mindset, your self care, your health, your wealth, as well as aging gracefully. And I'm really proud of all of our speakers who have taken the stage to be here today, but also to be at the Women Thrive Summit that is going to be happening March 18th to the 22nd. And if there's one thing I would encourage you to do is block out some time during that week in March, because March is Women's History Month. It's International Women's Day. And I think it's a beautiful opportunity for us to come together to celebrate, to share our voices, to build partnerships, collaborations, meet new friends. And this is what we're going to be doing, as well as having lots of fun. And the ladies that you met today is just a handful of women that are going to be joining us at the Women Thrive Summit stage. So you get to meet 50 amazing speakers, hundreds of other attendees from all around the world. We are covering all countries that our speakers are joining from. Our platform is really well diverse, from speakers to attendees, ages, races, backgrounds, experiences. And I think you're truly going to find something. And if there's one thing, you know, you can belong and you can be here and you can have your voice and you can feel right at home, because together we'll lock hands and we'll say, hey, you don't have to do this alone. I've been entrepreneur for more than like nearly 15 years, and at times this journey was lonely. And the reason why I've started this community is because we don't have to feel alone, and we don't have to feel like we're having to climb this mountain all of our own. And we get to celebrate wins together, we get to share our experiences, we get to share our knowledge. And I know when you surround yourself with people who are doing great things or have done great things, you can learn from each other's experiences and you can dream bigger. I think by seeing everybody else's success, you get to see what's possible. The reason why I do what I do is because I've seen what's possible. I've seen other people before me achieve success, start businesses, start coaching, host retreats, do international events. And I said, why not me? Why not us together? So we're only able to do this because of your participation, from our speakers to our attendees, and also the amazing team behind the Women Thrive Media that helps us to make all of this happen. And I'm super grateful for all of that, because on my own, I wouldn't be able to do this. And there was times where I hosted these summits all on my own and worked on every part of the business all on my own. But I'm never alone, because we have community. And every time I wake up and I think about the people we get to serve, it lights me up. So I encourage you to do what lights your fire, what sets your soul on fire, what gives you meaning, what gives you purpose, what makes you want to get out of bed and do it, right? So, as we're leading up to the summit, I'm getting so excited that I'm not sleeping enough anymore. But it's the excitement that really fuels my passion to keep on showing up, to keep on serving, to keep on creating this space, because I see the ripple effect every single time we show up on live. Every single time we hear these incredible speakers sharing their wisdom on our stage, I know somebody's life is going to be transformed, and I want that to be yours. So if you feel inspired by today's event, please share it with your social media followers. Let's create more ripple effect. Let's create more impact, collaborations. I just want everybody to be touched by everything that we're doing and all these incredible women. Ladies, thank you all so much for all of our speakers who presented today. Thanks to our team. Thanks to all of you watching. And next month, we're going to be having networking events every first Thursday of every month. We hold a beautiful networking event that is free and you get to attend it. We do these showcases every month. And of course, throughout the whole month of March, we're going to be celebrating. We've got a special edition of the Women Thrive magazine coming out. We've got one coming out in February, and we've got our beautiful special edition coming out in March. And I would encourage you to subscribe to it. This is such an inspirational publication that is in print globally. You get to subscribe, receive it in the post every month. You get to open and see all the beautiful stories within it, meet our speakers, and be part of something. And a lot of the times when people come to our community, they say, I just wanted to be part of something bigger than myself. I wanted to contribute my voice. And if you want to contribute, we've got so many opportunities for women to be part of the magazine. We're currently publishing a book where you can share your story. We're going to be opening speaking opportunities for other speakers to be part of our stages live in person as well as virtually. We do these events virtually so we can reach people all around the world, but we are going to be coming to a city near you in very close future. So I hope you follow us, subscribe, attend, connect, be part of our community, and truly have lots of fun, because that's what life is all about. We don't have to take it all so seriously and burn ourselves out, because you know what? The best version of yourself is going to show up in a much more meaningful way and create much more bigger impact and ripple effect. So thank you all so much for watching, and we hope to see you on the next showcase, and we hope to see you at the Women Thrive Summit in March. Look forward to seeing you all. Head over to womenthrivesummit.com, register for your spot, and let's get connected. See you very soon. Take care for now.